Mona win Manning Cup, Clarendon College win Dacosta Cup, while earthquake shake up Jamaica again. This is Undiluted News, Mikey Bones reporting. A section of Jamaica was rocked by a magnitude 3.8 earthquake Sunday afternoon. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management confirmed the occurrence with a post to X, which is formerly Twitter, stating that the earthquake originated 10 kilometers south of Hope Bay in Portland. Social media users reported that they felt the quake as far as Kingston. People are voicing their concern over the frequency of the tremor, as this is the third confirmed earthquake in recent months. In November, the island experienced an estimated 4.2 magnitude quake, which was felt across the Kingston metropolitan area. Meanwhile, the police have arrested 11 people in connection with extortion of operators of public passenger vehicle. Assistant Commissioner Gary Mackenzie, who heads the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, said that the 11 were picked up on Friday in the corporate area. He said the arrests were made on the Operations Streamline launch in early September. ACP Mackenzie is also promising that the special operations will be sustained into the new year. Meanwhile, one of two petty criminals who vandalized an automated banking machine in Brownstown in St. Anne early Friday morning has been arrested. The suspect was arrested Friday afternoon during a police operation, and he's facing a charge of malicious destruction of property after the glass door at the bank was damaged. And it's reported that sometime after 2 a.m., the police received reports that two men were seen throwing stones at the National Commercial Bank branch in Brownstown. The front panel glass at the entrance of the building was shattered by the vandals, and during further checks it was observed that the touch panel of the automated banking machine was also smashed by the men. The incident was captured on CCTV cameras. The cops are now searching for the second suspect. Four men held up and robbed the KFC restaurant at 85 King Street in downtown Kingston yesterday morning. No one was hurt during the robbery, in which more than 100,000 was reportedly taken. And reports are that around 11:06, four masked men, two of whom were armed with handguns, held up and robbed employees of their phones and tablets. They also robbed money from the vault amounting to more than $100,000. Unconfirmed reports on social media said the gunmen also robbed customers of cash and phones and left with a large quantity of chicken. The police said that they were unable to confirm this based on the information they received. And here is another sad story from one of the most violent places on earth. William Webb, the owner of the local herbal drink brand Baba Roots, was reportedly gunned down at his home in Darliston, Westmoreland yesterday morning. According to police report, four men invaded Webb's room through a window at about 3:45 a.m. in the morning and shot him after a brief conversation. Law enforcement officers stated that the gunmen also ransacked his house. Webb was taken to the Savlamar Public General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. His death comes less than 48 hours after the imposition of a state of public emergency in Westmoreland on Friday and has left the community in shock. And this is a man who employs at least 30 people and helps send children to school. Councillor Jerome Backus for the Darliston PNP and seasoned businessman in Darliston is now sending a strong message to criminals following the death of the businessman. He said at this time, we are in a rough time. When we lose a businessman like William Webb, which is known as Baba Rhodes, a serious businessman in the community, we have to ask ourselves who is next, Backus said. And this is a horrible, horrible incident, and the reason why he was killed might be because he would have been able to identify the men. They might even be employees. And of course, Baba Roots, we get it in Canada, you get it in the United States, all over the United States, all over the rest of the world. On to football in Manning Cup, Mona beat Heidel 1-0 to win the Manning Cup, but it was the Walker Cup that had lots of drama as Jamaica College beat St. Andrew Technical 7-6 on penalties. St. Andrew Tech went ahead as early as the 5th minute as leading scorer Leon Brown headed home from close range. JC, however, would find an equalizer in the 58th minute when Malachi Sterling was tripped in the box and Captain Renson Sawyers converted the penalty. And with the game level at the end of 90 minutes, it found its way to the sudden death penalty, which saw both teams converting 6 of their 7 kicks. However, with the 8th kick, JC Zinedine McLean had his effort saved by Stats goalkeeper Jaheim Williams. But 4th official Kelsha Anderson informed referee Tyrone Robinson that the ball was moving before the kick was taken. Robinson then made the decision to allow McLean to retake the penalty, which sent the Stats players and technical staff into an uproar. McLean would end up converting the retake, and St. Andrew Tech Kevin Hall would fire his penalty over the bar to give JC the win. And some of the St. Andrew technical staff and fans had to be held back by police and security, while the match officials, including Robinson and Anderson, had to flee and be escorted out by the police. JC now have 4 Walker Cup in the school's history, while St. Andrew Tech is near 4 decades trophy drought continues. Meanwhile, in a historic moment for Magrat High School, they secured their first ever Ben Francis Cup title with a thrilling 1-0 victory over Froome Tech in the final at the National Stadium on Saturday. The main hero was Donald Anderson, whose goal in the 51st minute etched Magrat's name in the annals of schoolboy football. Meanwhile, Clarendon College completed back-to-back undefeated season as they hammered Glenmore High 6-2 to retain the Dacosta Cup title at the National Stadium in Kingston on Saturday evening. A week after they were humbled 3-2 by Glenmore in the final of the Champions Cup at the same venue, Clarendon College, led by a hat-trick from Kaheem Dixon, atoned for the only blemish on their record this season, with the most goals scored in a Dacosta Cup finals in at least the last 45 years. And it was Clarendon College 11 hold on the trophy and their fourth since 2018. They are unbeaten in 37 games in the Dacosta Cup over the last 2 years. And they charged out of the blocks and were up 3-0 in the first 21 minutes as Dixon scored in the second and the 21st minute, and Jamel Ashley, who also had a brace, got his first in the 9th minute. Ashley got his second in the 38th minute as Clarendon College led 4-0 at halftime break. Glenmore High pulled a goal back in the 63rd minute through an own goal, but DeAndre Gallimore struck from the edge of the 18-yard box to restore Clarendon College 4-goal margin. And despite the large deficit, Glenmore did not roll over, and Aurel Miller, second half substitute, got his team second in the 75th minute, but Dixon was not to be denied and completed his hat-trick in time added on, giving Clarendon College a 6-2 win for the Dacosta Cup. And don't forget that the best school sports normally takes place on this station. If you ever miss the news on the radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's News and Sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.